Hey guys, this is Marina and you're watching my monthly forecast video for Taurus for the period between the 20th of March and the 19th of April. So this is the period when we have the transit sun in Aries. And that's why I decided to make this forecast starting from the 20th when the transit sun enters Aries, and for you it will be in your 12th house. And during this whole period, the transit sun is in your 12th house. And generally, this is the time of the year when you shouldn't try to be so active, you shouldn't try to be, so initiative, or at least if you do that, don't expect it to be noticed by others. Of course, Aries as a sign is related with actions and personal decisions, but when it is in your 12th house, this is something that isn't noticed by other people. So this should be a time when you should try to focus more on your inner world, more on some kind of personal activities that don't require the attention of other people. For example, you may also decide to spend more time alone. You may even prefer to be isolated for some reason. You may need to have a rest. You may need to recharge yourself. You may not be so willing to take certain actions. You may feel a little tired. You may feel like you need to just leave some of the things that you have been doing recently and just stay on your own. Just analyze something, focus more on the past, especially the past 1 year. So because this is the time when actually you had the sun in your 12th house for the last time. It has been 1 year ago. So this is a positive time to actually analyze what has happened in your life, what has changed in your life during the past 1 year, and maybe take the decision to take some new steps, to find new solutions for yourself. And especially on the 27th, when we have also a new moon in Aries, it will be in your 12th house. You may feel the desire to find new solutions, to take certain steps, but as I said, try to choose something which doesn't require the attention of other people, that doesn't require their support, their admirations even. This is more positive time to do something for yourself, just to make you feel better, just to, take care of yourself. Focus more on your health, on your on the way that you are feeling, on your spiritual activities if you have some kind. This is a great time to pay more attention on these things. And also on the 21st of March we have the transit Mercury entering Taurus, which will be in your first house. So after this time you may feel some kind of change, because Mercury in first house can be related with the desire to talk more with other people, to share some ideas, to notice like other people also want to communicate more with you. But before that, so this last 10 days between the 20th of March and the 21st of March is really a time to take a rest, spend more time alone. And after that, from the 21st of March, after Mercury enters your sign, you may feel like you're more ready to communicate with others. It's still not the time to take the actions, like concrete steps, but you may want to communicate more with others. After that, on the 3rd, we have the transit Venus, which is retrograde, going back to Pisces. So previously we had Venus retrograde in Aries, now it's turning back to Pisces, which for you is in your 11th house. And this means that you need to focus more on your social activities. You need to, but in a way, to revision something, to change something. It can affect also the area of your relationships, communication with groups of people, not these really close partnerships, but those type of relationships that include lots of people, groups of people. So now you may need to change something in this area. You may be more emotional regarding this area of your life. For some people, it might be even some kind of disappointment from their friendships. For others, it might be a time when they may feel more, thinking about their past friendships. Even you may feel the desire to reconnect with your friends that you haven't seen, haven't heard for a long time. So basically, this can be a very positive time to do that. New friendships are more difficult during this time because Venus retrograde is not the best time to, look ahead, take the new steps, but more thinking about your past friendships would be favorable right now. And after that, on the 5th, we have the transit Saturn turning retrograde in Sagittarius, which for you will be in your 8th house. So when the planet is changing the direction, a few days around this time, it is stationary, which means that there is a lot of focused energy coming from this planet. And in your case, it activates the area of 8th house, which is related with mutual finances and resources of other people, coming from other people, or also your partner's resources and finances, and including some kind of, credits, money that you have borrowed. They are also related with 8th house. So Saturn, the transits of Saturn are require from us to be very serious, responsible, and strict regarding the area of our life where we have transit, this house. So it means that you may need to be more careful with your finances. You may need to be more careful who you are taking money from, who you are borrowing money to. Generally, to try to be more grounded regarding your expectations. So, for example, it might be more difficult for you to take new loans from other people. So try to be more rational in regarding your financial decisions. After that, on the 9th, we have the transit Mercury turning retrograde in Taurus, which for you is in your 1st house. So Mercury will be retrograde for around 3 weeks, and during all of this period, you need to be very careful with all kind of personal decisions that you're making, with how you express your ideas, how you communicate with others, because it's possible that other people may not be able to understand you. All kind of mistakes are possible, all kind of complications. It might be your personal mistakes. For example, you can literally make some kind of mistake while you're working with some kind of information. Or the other option is that just the other person that you are interacting with may not understand you, may get the information in the wrong way. So be sure that you're checking everything, especially if there is something important. You definitely need to avoid signing contracts. Even travelings might be more difficult for you. Try to plan everything and to be prepared for delays, that things may not happen as you have planned them. So just put that in your mind. And after that, on the 11th, we have a full moon in Libra and Aries, which for you falls in your 12th and 6th house. So actually it's 6th and 12th house because the moon is in 6th house and the sun is in 12th. And generally the full moons are a time when you can realize something, you can change something, and there can be also a culmination in some kind of activities in this area of your life. So this can be related, first of all, with your work activities, with your schedule, with your daily routines, and on the other hand also with your health. This might be the time when you need, for example, to give yourself more time to take a rest and just leave some of your responsibilities, because it may turn out that it's just too much for you right now. As I told you, this is a time when it's better to take a rest, take your own time for yourself, and not so much to take care of all the responsibilities of the whole world and try to take care of everything. This is a time, to realize something, to change something. It's a great time to change something related with your habits that can affect your health, like starting a new diet, like finding a new therapy even, or something like that. And because the signs are Aries and Libra, it means that also all kinds of partnerships and communications with others might be affected. In your case, especially regarding your career, your work. So you have to be careful. For example, your relationships with your colleagues might be in some way challenged, or you may need to make some kind of change there. And finally, on the 14th, we have Venus turning direct in Pisces, which for you will be in your 11th house. So most of the time Venus was retrograde in Aries, which was in your 12th house, and right now it's changing the the direction in your 11th house. So both of these areas will be affected in some way. And generally something related with your friendships might be changed. You can, for example, decide to stop looking so much in the past, which is more related with 12th house. You may, feel that that's enough. That's, you no longer need to look in your past, especially regarding your relationships, your expectations for your romantic life and something like that. It's just a time to, leave the past. Just leave the past and try to look ahead, try to separate with the things that are no longer useful for you, no longer bringing a meaning in your life. And 11th house, as I said, is related with friendships, with your social activities and goals, and even communications with women, your friends who are also women. You can change something. This area might be, things might become more fluent for you. For example, if you have recently, during the past few days, or even during the past 40 days, if there was, your communication with females has been more challenged, now things might become more fluent, more easygoing. So, generally a very important month for all of us. For you, this is mostly the time to spend more time alone, to reassess the past and to give yourself a rest. So these were the most important transits and indications, and thank you very much for listening, and see you around.